recording.
All right.
All right.
We did it.
All right. I'll be over there and I'll count you in.
Sounds good. We're about to go live for an Andrews Unleashed podcast right now. I am Olympia LePoint, and we're excited. So tune in right now. We're about to go live in a couple of seconds.
Olympia, how's your day been?
Oh, I don't even have. Do you know what? I realized I'm just so excited here. I forgot to put on my mic. Here we go. Oh, great. Can you hear me? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, I was just checking your mic levels.
Yes, my day actually has been much better than the last couple of days, so that's good. We're checking the mic levels right now.
Perfect.
Welcome to Answers Unleashed, a talk show to help you reshape your brain with science and faith so you find the answers in front of you. I am your host, Olympia LePoint, and today's episode is something really deep, and it's something big, and it's something that we all have to do at one point in time in our life. Are you ready to find out what it is? It's letting go. Today's episode is the art of letting go. Now, this whole episode actually comes from something that I had to deal with for the last several days that was so crazy. Do you want to hear this story? When you and I go through situations that are tough, it requires us to learn how to let go of one of the things that we have held on to, or several things that we have held on to for so many years, because that's all we've known. When we let go and we are able to finally move forward into the path in which is designed for us, it takes so much emotional energy, so much strength to completely let go that sometimes people cannot do it. Well, today's episode is the process of completely letting go so you can unleash the power of your life and usher in what is truly meant for you. All right. I am very thankful because I had a great opportunity to host a show, do great things on the TV and the media. But when you have to do things like this, your regular life is not placed on hold. When someone's in the media, when someone was on TV, when someone's on the radio, when someone's doing great work and you see them out there as a celebrity, their life still happens. They will come across health issues. They will come across difficult situations at work. They will come across tough job situations. They will come across home situations. And it was no different. And for me this week, I went through something. I had to leave my home for several days so it could be sprayed. It was the craziest thing. A couple of days ago, I was at home. Or not a couple of days ago. A couple of weeks ago, I was at home. And I was sitting there. And then I noticed I had a bug bite on my leg. And I was like, what is this from? And it didn't just happen once. It happened a couple of times. And so I had to go through the big rigmarole of having my apartment complex spray my apartment, spray outside, spray everything that could possibly be harboring anything that could possibly bite me. I did not want that to happen. And then my friend put me up in her home for the last couple of days, which I'm so thankful for. But in the process of going through all of that, I had to bag up all my things, put them outside, make room for every single place, every single corner of the place to be sprayed, make room for all the cleaning to happen, just to be doubly sure that the home will be safe. It was such a process to do that. And in doing that, and putting everything outside, I was made aware that I had a choice. I could bring everything back inside of the house. Well, it wasn't a house. Everything back inside of my particular unit and be completely okay with that. Or I could choose to let go of my things and start fresh. Now that was hard. And I didn't know what to do. I actually went on a work trip. Went on the work trip, and then came to the realization, I should say, that I needed to make a change in my life. And so immediately when I came home from a work trip, I bagged up everything, had help. People helped me put bags up. It was sprayed. Thankfully, everything was fine. And then yesterday we went through this long 9-hour process. I really give a shout out to my helper Lupe Jimenez. She has helped me, and Adelia. They are people who are my professional organizers. They are people that come in, help me clean, help me get rid of things. Because when I grew up, I didn't know how to do that stuff. I wasn't taught how to get rid of things and how to let things go. And so they came in yesterday and they helped me for 9 hours, and we were exhausted afterwards. They stayed way beyond what they usually do. And it was all in efforts and all in goal to make sure that I was going to have a safe, clean environment to go back into. And when we were cleaning, Lupe held up some things to me and she says, "Do you really want this? Do you ever need it?" And each time I made the decision to let things go, there was a weight that was lifted off of me. She held up the car seat and she said, "How often is your niece over here? When's the last time she rode in this seat?" And honestly, she hadn't rode in that seat for 5 years, but I kept it in my place just waiting for her to come and sit there. She says, "If she comes, that's when you can buy another seat. But this is just taking up space." So I dumped out the car seat. And then another situation came. She held up the pillows. She goes, "Do you really want these pillows? They're old. You can buy more." And I made the decision, I don't want the pillows. I'm going to give them away. So I gave them away. And before you knew it, I looked at my entire patio area. And more than half of the belongings were thrown away. Now, I'm still not settled yet. There are clothes in bags that need to be steamed and need to be vacuumed and need to be gone all through that occupies my entire bathroom space. So it looks like I'll be going to the showers at my local gym to get my bathroom all ready. But the process of letting go is such a profound process. It is such a profound experience that last night for myself, I dreamt of the blessings that will come my way. And the same thing is true for you. When you choose to let go of whatever it is that you have held on to, whether it is a boyfriend in which you have been with for the last year and a half, and your boyfriend that you've been with for the last year and a half, you go out with him every single weekend, but he's not always the greatest to you or your friends, it's time to let him go. If you have those boxes of paperwork over there on the corner of the desk and you haven't even touched it for the last couple of years, it's time for you to let that stuff go. If you have anger towards somebody who did you wrong when you were really young, you may have been a young boy and you were just so distraught because of the fact that you trusted that man and what he did to you, it is time to let your anger towards him go. You see, when we let things go, we allow ourselves to breathe again. See, when I exited those things from my apartment and I got rid of those things and I saw my space, there was fresh air that could go through. You could breathe again. It's the same thing that happens in us. When we choose to let things go, when we choose to get rid of the pain, when we choose to get rid of the physical things, when we choose to get rid of the emotion, when we choose to get rid of the fear, we finally have a chance to breathe and to know that we are alive. And for each thing that you get rid of, you can expect something far better to come in its place. What have you always wanted? What have you always wanted? If you're in that relationship with that guy for the last year and a half and he's not the best to you or your friends and he doesn't believe you when you go through really tough things, what do you really want? Do you want to experience that after you've spoken up millions of times over it? Or do you choose to let him go? That box of paperwork that you've held on to for a long time, and in it you don't want to touch it because it's a bad review of your past work, and you want to hold on to that bad review because you want to be able to know that you can rebuke it at any time. What good is that doing you? You see, when you just tear up those pieces of paper, when you recognize that evaluation has nothing to do with where you're going in the future, when you let go of that, that's when you recognize that you have a better career in front of you. When you let go of the anger towards the man that hurt you when you were a child, and you could not speak up, and you could not even keep yourself balanced afterwards, when you choose to recognize that it was his pain, not yours, that you've been accepting all these years in place of him, it's time for you to give that back to him. Let it go. It's amazing what happens in the brain. In each case, when we decide to let something go, something very powerful happens. And this is just what's coming to me right now. When we choose to let things go, it takes probably a 4-step process before to get to that point. You have to recognize that you are in a situation that you don't want first. That's number 1. So you have to recognize this isn't, whatever you're in, whatever environment that you're in, whether it be in your head, whether it be in your body, whether it be in your room, when you're in a situation that you don't like, you have to acknowledge that it is not what you want. Then you have to envision what you do want. What do you want for yourself? Do you want a better job? Do you want a cleaner house? Do you want a better relationship? Do you want a peace of mind and tranquility no matter who you deal with, no matter what you watch on TV? What do you want? And then here's the tough part. You have to ask, where do you start your process of shifting? Where do you start? What do you do? Where do you start? For me, the process of recognizing that I didn't want to be bit by a bug was that moment in time where I realized I don't want this. I need to change the situation. And then I asked, where do I start? I remember this very clearly. I went to sleep in a hotel room and I asked, where do I start? And immediately what came to me was I needed to start in my bedroom. I needed to get rid of things in which was holding me back. See, when you ask, where do you start? You will always be shown something. It will be either through a conversation, it will be through a vision, it will be given to you in some way, shape, or form. And when that happens, that is telling you the go-to place. For me, the go-to place is my room. And just honestly, if you've ever seen my wardrobe on all these different red carpets, I have owned half those clothes for like over 20 years. And I had so many things in my room. It was crazy. So what we did, Lupe and Adelia, we went through all of my clothes in the closet. Even though the clothes that was in front of the closet, we started throwing them away. Or giving them away. There was a lot of Lupe's and Adelia's friends in Mexico. We decided to bag it up and put it in a church so it could be sent over to the church and it could be used there. We started giving it away. And as I looked through some of the things, I recognized there's memories attached to these things. Now, here's the next step. When you are pointed to where you have to get rid of things, you have to decide to let it go. See, with each thing that you have, there is a memory associated with it. And this memory will trigger one of 2 responses. Either something that's really great, that you are used to and brings you back fond memories, or is something that you don't like. Each time you hold on to something that that you don't like, you are facilitating pain. You are facilitating pain in such a way that you are welcoming it over and over and over again. So whenever you have something that you don't like, you can let that decision take hold to let it go. Now, there's a process that happens, and every single's body is different. I want you to do this exercise. It's a visualization exercise. I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think of one thing you want to let go. One thing you want to let go. So what you want to do is you want to close your eyes right now and think of one thing that you want to let go. All right, after you figured that out, what holds you back from letting it go? What is the fear that you have from letting it go? I want you to be honest with yourself. If you close your eyes, just close your eyes right now and think, what keeps me from letting this go? Be honest with yourself. All right. Now, what I want you to do is envision yourself with a big plastic bag, big black plastic bag that you're going to put stuff in this big black plastic bag, and it's going to zip up or tie up, and you're going to place it into the dumpster. Whatever this is in you, whether it is hate and rage, whether it is a bad boyfriend, whether it is a really bad job, I want you to do this, and this is really simple, but this is very powerful. I want you to imagine in front of you something in which you're going to give up. You're going to literally take it from your place, take it from your home, take it from your mind. You're going to take it out and you're going to put it in front of you. You're going to take it out and you're going to put it in front of you in your mind's eye. Take it out and put it front. And you're going to imagine zipping whatever it is up and putting it in the biggest black trash bag that you can find. And if it's a person, put them in the black trash bag. And if it's a person or a thing, you're going to put them in a black trash bag too. But you're going to put in little blessings of air in the trash bag. Blessings of air and life in the trash bag so it doesn't die. All right? You're going to put whatever it is, messiness, you're going to put it in the trash bag. Anger, you're going to take that out of you and put it in a trash bag. You are going to take whatever it is, put it on a trash bag. Well, if you're ready now, this is what you're going to do. You're now going to take that trash bag in your mind's eye. You're going to take that trash bag and you're going to walk over to the dumpster. Now, if someone's in this trash bag, if it's a human, you're not going to put them in the dumpster. You're going to put them in the closet. You're going to put them in the closet. And you're going to get out of your home. You're going to go to a closet and you're going to put them in their own closet, not yours. And if it's trash or something that you don't want, you're going to put this in a black trash bag and you're going to go. Imagine yourself putting this trash in a dumpster. And after you have put the trash in a dumpster, or if it's a person, you have put them in a black trash bag, you're going to put them in their own closet. What you're going to do is you're going to wipe your hands clean. You're going to wipe your hands clean. Literally rub your hands together. And you're going to wipe your hands clean. And you keep your eyes closed. And you're just going to rub your hands together. And you're going to keep your eyes clean. Now you're going to rub your hands together a little bit higher. And if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook Live, you're going to rub your hands together like this. So you're going to rub your hands together horizontally. And then you're going to separate your hands and you're going to feel your hands tingle. Your hands are going to be just a couple inches away from one another. And your hands are going to be a couple inches from one another. And inside of your hands is going to be the reprogramming that you're going to have for yourself. And I'm doing this for myself too. At the exact same time, I'm doing it with you because we all need this, especially me. I am exhausted. If you look at me on video right now, you will see exhaustion. This is from working straight the last 10 days of trying to get everything in order. So you're going to rub your hands together. You're going to separate your hands slightly, and you're going to look in between your hands, and you're going to reprogram your energy. And this is what I talk about in my book, Answers Unleashed, the science of unleashing your brain's power. You're going to look between your hands. You're going to reprogram that energy to be allowing fresh breath, allowing life, allowing the flow of life to come back into my environment, my home, my mind, my body, my soul. So you're going to look in between your hands, and you're going to program that, and you're going to program hope, life, hope and life. Now you're going to take this and you're going to now place it over you. Fresh air, new opportunities, great change, newness. And you're going to just wrap it around you. Literally, you're going to put this energy just completely around you. And it's a meditation technique for you to now start to bring forth change in your life. So after you do that, I want you to breathe 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to feel yourself settling down more. 8, 9, 10. All right, with that, what you are going to do now is you're going to assume a new life. Everything in which you touch, everything in which you do will have a new result. What you have just programmed yourself to do is to let go of everything in which you no longer want, and everything that you touch, anywhere that you step, anywhere that you are, you will immediately transform the entire environment based on your being alone. So whatever you have held on to that you have just trashed is no longer going to follow you wherever you go. It's going to halt and be placed in the trash, no longer to follow you or be carried with you no matter where you go. It is now trashed. It will no longer attach to you. When you do that exercise every single day, you will get rid of the things not only physically in your life, but you will get rid of the things that's in your brain and in your mind and in your environment that follows you, your baggage. You're going to literally throw it away. So if it's a piece of tape, you're going to throw it away. If it's a poor thought, you're going to dump it in the trash. And what I want you to do now is replace whatever it is that you've thrown away with life. And you don't know what that life is, but you're going to breathe in life in yourself, and you're going to remember that whatever you throw away, you can completely dump without regret. Because what will bring you grace and what will bring you happiness in the future is that moment in time where you 100% know that whatever you have given away, you're going to get blessed with 10 times more in front of you in a short moment. I specifically decided to do this episode as a meditation episode because I went through so much this week just with the process of letting go. I literally went into such a mode of like, what am I going to do? And such anxiety about getting rid of my things that it locked me up. And when I finally yesterday chose to literally get rid of half of my things, it freed up such a space inside of me that I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like it is a rebirth. And the reason why I decided to do this show is because when you do the same thing, when you choose to get rid of things that are no longer really helping you, when you get rid of things that are giving you poor memories, when you get rid of that, it shifts you inside, where you're no longer the same person that you used to be. And when you are shifted inside, when your thinking changes, you then convert the energy in your body in such a profound, deep way that you start creating a different resonance with yourself. Now, let me describe what that is better. In my book, Answers Unleashed, I talk about the tree of brain. It's the left, right, and center of your brain. The left side is the logical side. The right side is the creative, expressive side. And the center part of the brain, which I call the faith sector of the brain, of the tree of brain, is designed to connect both sides of the brain, and it connects the nervous system to the rest of the body. And your brain is like extended through your nervous system. So your nervous system and all your nerves and all your impulses that go trigger throughout your body, that's a part of your brain. And in this, I talk about how that energy doesn't just go inside of our body, it's actually in a field around us also as well. So whenever we go through any type of situation, we have thoughts. And in this book, I talk about how our thoughts, the role of a thought is to convert energy. Whatever we experience in life, our thought based around whatever that type of situation is will either eat us away or grow us to the next level. And for me personally, I recognized through my entire life, I had held on to things because that's all I knew. My mother held on to things so much so that she would suffocate with just the things, the boxes that she had in her home. And I remember making having a prayer a couple of months ago, and I told myself, I don't want to be like my mother. I love my mother to death. There's everything in the world I'll do for my mother. But the fact is that she carries too many things with her. She just packs up way too many things and she doesn't know how to let things go. I don't want that for my life. And so that decision triggered all these changes of events to happen. So for me to really be tested, once we make a decision up and once we want something so badly, we will be tested to see how badly we want that. In my case, it was tested by the bug bite. How badly do I want a clean and open, clear space? Do I really want to change the past of holding on to things? And do I really want to change the type of process that has been seen in my own family line with my life? And the decision to actually move forward and to change that was so powerful that I decided to give things away and be completely be the change that I wish to see in my own world. And I'm a firm believer in Gandhi's quote, you must be the change that you wish to see in the world. And for me, when I recognized that I didn't want to be my mother and I wanted to be the person who is able to let things go, throw things away, not hold on to things, when I made that decision to do that, there was such a freeing feeling in me that I realized I now broke the family curse, if you will. I know there's not such things as curses per se, but when I chose to no longer travel in the same path of my family members and my mother and people who I dearly loved, but when I chose to completely 100% not do the same thing, that brought me such a peace and such a recognition and awareness in my life that it literally shifted my brain from the inside out. And the thoughts that I had about, oh my God, when I hold on to something, now it's like, all right, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to see what happens. The thought shifting in my own head then changed the triggering system in my nervous system. So I would no longer be scared of the bugs. See, what was happening before is each time I would hold on to something and think I would need it, I would be scared that there would be another bug that I wouldn't know about and I didn't get rid of. And when I made the decision that I was going to let things go, then the fear of the bugs just left. It's just, I don't want that anymore. And I'll do anything to make sure that doesn't happen. When we let go of things, we then reprogram our entire nervous system in our entire body to have a completely different response, not only to your given situation, but every single type of situation that happens in the future, as well as every type of situation that has happened in the past. So, if you want a homework assignment, if you want to do something really big, I challenge you for this. I want you to simply go and take a sheet of paper, whatever paper it is, take a sheet of paper, and on that sheet of paper, I want you to write down 5 things that you're going to do to clear your life, to make it simple.